Okay, so class 10 we have started with the chapter 12 radioactivity. So this is a second video lesson from this chapter. So now we will study the properties, the different properties of the bacterial rays which we have learned. What are those? Alpha, beta, gamma. So one by one let's study. First is a mass and charge. For alpha particles, it contain 2 proton, 2 neutron. That means 2 proton, 2 neutron. So alpha particle is similar to the nucleus of helium atom. Helium atom, what do we know? Right? That means it has got 2 proton, 2 neutron and 2 electron also. Mass number 4 means 2 proton, 2 neutron and 2 electron. So if I only consider the nucleus of helium, that means it contains 2 proton and 2 neutron. It's similar to the alpha particle. Alpha particle, it only contains 2 proton, 2 neutron. So either we can say representation, we can represent it with the help of helium 4-2. We'll mean it, if we write this in the radioactivity, in the reactions, we'll mean that we want to mean the nucleus of helium atom. Or you can also say, isn't it? +2 means deficit of 2 electrons. That means 2 electrons knocked out. So we are left with only 2 proton, 2 neutron. So that means alpha particle, right? So alpha has a mass, alpha has a mass 4 times that of proton and charge 2 times that of proton. Okay? Alpha has a mass 4 times that of proton and charge 2 times that of proton. So it is represented, either you can write like this or this. This means the nucleus of helium atom, or this. Okay? What about beta? Beta particles and a stream of alpha particles will constitute alpha rays. I have told you. Beta particles are actually electrons emitted from the nucleus. So how is it possible? Now inside the nucleus of unstable atom, we have neutron, proton. So sometimes when from the nucleus of an atom, radioactive atom, if a neutron gets converted to proton from the heavy nucleus of a radioactive element, if inside the nucleus neutron gets converted to proton, what will happen? Is this complete? No. Will it be complete? If I balance both sides. Why? What have I told you? Nuclear reactions, atomic mass number and atomic numbers remain conserved before and after. So if this is 1, here 1, fine, no problem with that. This is 0, this is 1. We need a -1 to make it 0. Electron is emitted. It cannot reside inside the nucleus, it's emitted out. Right? This is the origin of the beta particle. So therefore, beta particles are actually fast moving electrons. It carries the charge as same as that of electron and its rest mass is also same as that of electron. Why am I mentioning rest mass? I hope you remember the thing which I have told you in class 9, that if a particle travels with a velocity same or comparable with that of the velocity of light, then its mass changes. It does not remain constant. I have just given you this idea in class 9. Mass cannot remain constant then. So Newton's laws, we consider that fact that its velocity is very, very less than the velocity of light. For the rate of change of momentum, P equal to mv, that derivation we have done. So beta particle mass, rest mass, same as that of electron, and its charge is also same as that of electron. So how do we represent beta particle? Either this or this, anything. Okay, this is how we represent beta particle. What about gamma then? Gamma radiations, do you remember in electromagnetic spectrum we have done? Gamma radiations are nothing but a type of electromagnetic radiation, just like X-rays or the other rays which you have done, radiations which you have done, electromagnetic radiations. Just that difference in the wavelength. So gamma radiation is a type of electromagnetic wave. So what is its charge then? No charge. Gamma radiations carry no charge. What is the mass? Rest mass 0. Gamma, we represent it like this. Okay? Either you can also just give 0 on like if you want to mention it like alpha beta, or simply like this. Okay? Now, next is the speed. It is found that you just consider gamma radiation is a type of electromagnetic radiation. What is a common property for all electromagnetic radiations? They all travel with the speed of light. Speed of light is considered to be the maximum, right? No other particle can beat its speed. So what is the speed? 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second in vacuum. Gamma radiations will also move with the speed of light. Then that means the speed for gamma is maximum, followed by beta, followed by alpha. Now, since gamma has a tremendous speed, so then just imagine its penetrating power will also be maximum. Penetrating power means how much it can penetrate through a substance. If a particle is moving with a very high speed, so you need a lot of force to stop it. You need a lot of force to stop it, right? Before it can penetrate through a substance. So gamma has the maximum penetrating power than beta, than alpha. Just because speed is in this order, so penetrating power will be in this order. So since this is the order of penetrating power, then you imagine which particle can cause more biological damage, which particle can penetrate through your skin more? Gamma. Gamma radiations are used in radiotherapy, treating cancer patients. That's why, because they can penetrate longer distances in human skin and flesh. You know, for stopping the gamma particles, the gamma rays, we need actually 30 centimeter thick lead. Lead, why lead? Because it is considered that the radioactive emissions will come to stop. Lead is considered because since after lead you have the radioactive substances, so lead is considered to be the stable than the elements which are after that. So if they want to attain a stable configuration, that means they want to disintegrate, keep on disintegrating and attain a stable nucleus. Finally, a radioactive substance, what does it do? If you leave a radioactive substance, you will find that it will keep on disintegrating and decaying for a long period of time, keep on emitting radiation, still it attains a stable nuclei. So, therefore, biological damage, gamma maximum, beta, then alpha. Alpha particles can be stopped easily by, it can easily be stopped by certain thickness of paper even. For beta, you need few millimeter thick lead. For gamma, you need 30 centimeter thick lead to stop the gamma radiations to penetrate. So basically, the damage therefore caused by gamma is maximum, then beta, then alpha. Then ionizing power. Which particle travels with the least speed? Alpha. So if a particle is traveling with the least speed, so it will come across many other particles then. So then it can easily ionize. That means it can easily knock out electrons from the atoms of other elements or other elements present in its path, right? So therefore, ionizing power for alpha, it is maximum, then beta, then gamma. Okay. Next is, just see this one, photographic plate and fluorescence. We have seen Becquerel discovered that 3 types of emissions were found, and that means those 3 types of emissions were found. Why? Because he found that uranium piece of specimen, it affected the photographic plate, and from there he found that 3 types of rays were there. 3 types of emissions were there. So that means 3 of them affect photographic plate, alpha, beta, gamma. They cause fluorescence also on striking a fluorescent material. Now, deflection in electric and magnetic field. What about the deflection in electric and magnetic field? Electric field, suppose if you have electric field minus plus, okay, that means it's kept at the minus potential, here plus. Now, where will the, suppose you have a radioactive element here, alpha, beta, gamma are emitted, right? Alpha, beta, gamma. Where will alpha move towards? Obviously, it will move towards the negative plate. Here you have the radioactive substance. Alpha will move towards the negative plate. Why? Because alpha is positively charged. Beta is negatively charged, so it will move towards the positive plate. Gamma, being uncharged, it will just pass out undeviated. So which particle or which radioactive emission is undeviated or can pass undeviated in electric field? Which radiation? Gamma. In magnetic field also, it is found that there is a part in your book which I want to explain after I do magnetism with you. But for the time being, just know that charged particles can be deflected in magnetic field. Okay? Charged particles can be deflected in magnetic field. That means, suppose if they want to move in this is the original path, they will be deflected from their original path. What are the charged particles? Alpha and beta are the charged particles. So alpha and beta will show deflection in magnetic field also. Gamma, being uncharged, again will show no deflection in magnetic field. So if you get the question, which radioactive emission shows no deflection in electric field? Gamma. No deflection in magnetic field? Gamma. Because alpha, beta shows deflection in electric and magnetic field. Now let's study what are the changes that can take place inside the nucleus of a radioactive substance. We know that radioactive substances, they show this radioactivity. Radioactivity is a nuclear phenomena. So there will be certain changes in the nucleus then. So let's see what are the changes. Suppose okay, say this is a radioactive substance. It emits alpha particle. I can write like this. It is emitting alpha particle. Alpha I can represent like this, nucleus of helium atom, or also okay. So then tell me, it is forming Y. It is emitting alpha particle. Alpha particle it's emitting minus alpha. That means it's emitting alpha particle. So it's forming from X to Y. Now this nucleus is known as the parent nucleus. And after emitting, after the radioactive emission, the nucleus which is forming is known as daughter nucleus. There is some change in the nucleus. Obviously, if it is emitting something from the nucleus, there has to be certain changes in the nucleus. I have told you previously that nuclear phenomena means, nuclear reaction means, what will participate? The nucleons will participate. That means there will be change in the number of nucleons. And what remains conserved? Before the reaction, whatever is the total atomic mass number, it will be same after the reaction, total atomic mass number. It's not that 54 will remain 54, okay? That depends on what is being emitted. Total mass number remains constant. 54, it's emitting alpha. Alpha has a mass number 4. So 54 minus 4, 50. Total atomic number remains conserved. 22 before, after also it has to be 22. So if it has to be 22, we have already here 2. So we are left with 20. That means when alpha is emitted, what is the change? Say X, A, Z, alpha. Atomic mass number reduces by 4. Atomic number reduces by 2. If one alpha particle is emitted, atomic mass number is reduced by 4, atomic number by 2, because it is 4, 2. That's why. If I tell you, what if 2 alpha particles are emitted? Very easy. If 2 alpha particles are emitted, then it will be 2 times. So it will be A minus 8, Z minus 4. For 3, it will be 3 times. I hope you can understand. That means for 2 means first 1 alpha particle, again 1 alpha particle. So therefore, first suppose for 2, why 2? Because for 1 alpha particle it will be A minus 4. Again for another it will be A minus 4 minus 4. That means A minus 8, Z minus 2, minus 2, Z minus 4. Now say, beta particle is emitted. Always write this. It will be easier for you to follow. Atomic mass number 50, 0. That means Y will be having atomic mass number 50. Atomic number 20, minus 1. So if I have to put here if I have to make it, if the total, if the something, here is something question mark and here is minus 1. So question mark plus minus 1, if it has to be 20. What is this question mark? 20 plus 1, 21. Right? 21 minus 1 gives us 20. So total atomic number therefore same. That means if beta particle is emitted, then atomic mass number no change. Mass number no change. Atomic number plus 1. Because it's minus 1, that's why. Atomic mass number no change, atomic number plus 1. Can you then follow? By the emission of beta, what is the relation between X and Y? X and Y relation, they are isobars. By the emission of beta, they are isobars. See, atomic mass number same, atomic number different. So, by emitting one beta particle, the parent nucleus and daughter nucleus, they are isobars. What about the gamma? Gamma, it is 0, 0. That means it's no mass, no charge. Therefore, if we have a parent nucleus which is in suppose it is of higher energy state. Okay, suppose the nucleus is actually containing a higher energy. So what will it try to do? It will try to come to a lower energy state by releasing some of its energy. Because in higher energy state, it is unstable. Right? It is actually unstable. So it wants to move on to a stable state, to a lower energy state. It will release some energy. Why? It will release some energy. How? By emitting energy in the form of gamma radiations. So, if this is in the star, it presents excited state. Excited state means it is in a higher energy level. It will release energy in the form of gamma, forming the daughter nucleus, and no change in the atomic mass number or no change in the atomic number. So gamma radiation, when gamma is emitted, no change in atomic mass number or atomic number. Only it comes from higher energy level to lower energy level. That is the difference. Now see, suppose X is forming to Y by emitting one alpha particle and followed by emission of two consecutive beta particles. Okay. What is the relation between X and Z? Can you tell me then? X to Y, alpha. Alpha means 4-2, right? Or we can also write helium 4-2. Nucleus 40 minus 4, so we are left with 36. 20 minus 2, 18. Then two beta particles. For one, atomic mass number remains same for beta emission. What changes? Atomic number. Plus 1, but two beta particles, therefore plus 2. So 18 plus 1, so 20. Can you then notice atomic number same between X and Z? That means one alpha and two beta particle consecutive emission will lead to formation of isotopes. X and Z are isotopes. Atomic number same, therefore. So I hope you have followed. One alpha particle, so 40 minus 4, 20 minus 2, 2 beta. Beta particle emission, no change in the mass number, change in the atomic number. For 1 beta, we have plus 1. So for 2 beta, plus 2. So you get questions like this. Suppose alpha you have to state. So what is it? Very easy. 24, 13. So 24 minus 4. 13 minus 2. Here same 20 and 11. Because 24, 20 and this is 11. No change. Why? Gamma is emitted. That's why. You can get this by alpha, beta, gamma. Anything you can get. Just have to remember what are the changes which happen and how many alpha and how many beta. This also you have to notice. Okay. So here obviously 24 minus 4, 20, 13 minus 2, 11 and gamma, no change in the atomic mass number, atomic number, so 11. Okay.